Okay, I'm going to start right away by apologizing for the poor camera quality. I just left it on autofocus and it was minus 25 degrees Celsius and all my fingers were freezing. So that is that. It's the winter, but we still keep reviewing cars. So a word about the styling. The styling is pretty good, actually. It has nice rounded features, which I think appeals to feminine buyers, which I see a lot on the road. This vehicle comes with a 2-liter and 2.5-liter, but you want to ignore the 2-liter, get the 2.5, which does 185 horsepower in torque. It does 9 in the city, 7 on the highway, and when you get the all-wheel drive, it does 10.8. So it's within the reasonable industry standards. This car is known as being perhaps less practical than some of its other Japanese rivals, but in reality, there's plenty of room back here. And there's also sufficient room in the back seats for normal people. I sat back there very comfortably. I'm 5'9", 220 pounds. Very easy. I had plenty of leg room. I'm sitting behind myself. One thing this vehicle does have over its rivals is superior leather quality. The leather quality is, I would say, if I didn't know better, it would be a Napa level quality. So very soft, supple, and luxurious. They put that leather interior trim inside the doors, which I find is very nice. It gives a nice contrast because the rest of the interior is kind of dark. However, it is extremely stylish, much more stylish than its rivals, much more tasteful than its rivals. So that's what that's about. In front, there's plenty of room for normal sized people. There is almost no noise, vibration, harshness from the plastics. I mean, this was cold weather. Those rattles always come out. The interface with the sound system sucks. However, the climate control is nice. Control weights are very soft. People say this is a sporty chassis setup. It really isn't. It's rather soft, I thought, much similar to the CR-V than one would be led to believe. And as far as pricing goes, it is priced similar to the competition. So you get the 2.5 liter, forget the 2 liter, and then listen to my thoughts on the road. They're very positive. This car to me has always been a bit of a chick mobile because I've always seen women driving it. Now, I'm not saying that as a derogatory statement. I'm just saying that a lot of women drive this truck. I think what makes this truck stand out from its rivals is that it really has rounded out proportions from the outside. I think that's what differentiates it. So if you like the exterior, we can move on to the interior now. Inside this truck, it's a familiar treatment. I've been driving quite a few Mazda products and it's very familiar. The quality of the materials is very similar to the Mazda 3 GT. It is expensive. This is $37,000. However, I would have to say that Mazda has never been a laggard in interior design, and the tradition continues. Even though it is mostly somber, you have the nice whitish off-white seats, off-white inserts in the door. It adds just enough color. The dials are round and look at you in the face. Not the best font, not the clearest font either. I noticed they're like kind of grayed out. I like to see nice white fonts on the black background during the day especially. However, everything is easy within reach. The steering wheel is nice to feel, not too thick, not too thin. Bolsters at 10 and 2, rests for your thumbs at 9 and 3. It's fine. It's as practical as pretty much all its rivals, perhaps a bit less than the CR-V, but whatever. It has a giant trunk. It has seats that go down. You'll get anything that you want in there. As far as hauling family along, there's plenty of room. And this 2.5 liter engine makes driving effortless. Ross drove the 2 liter at the release of this truck, and he said it was lacking a little bit of power. The 2.5 liter makes it very easy. This truck feels a lot bigger than the CX-3 that I drove 1 or 2 weeks ago. It does, people say it feels more sportier than the CR-V and RAV4. Yeah, it probably does, but like, don't fool yourself. You're still in you're still in a truck, you know. It doesn't feel at all like a car. Wind noise and road noise is comparable to its competitors. I don't think it does more or less. Change lane right now because people are passing me like crazy. It's gotten a lot of praise in the media. especially here in Quebec, it's gotten an enormous amount of praise in the media, and I have to agree with them. It does everything well. The fuel economy is comparable to the best of its rivals, so that's always been a traditional Mazda weakness. It's no longer the case. Road and wind noise are subdued. That's always been a traditional Mazda weakness. That's been resolved. It's a very good vehicle. I mean, I have to say I'm driving this and I feel I could drive this all day long. Another thing that's good about this vehicle is the visibility. Mazda gives us a nice big rear view mirror, big rear view lateral mirrors. Visibility around is very good. I can see everything, and a nice rear backup camera. I mean, it covers all the bases. It is very, I mean, it's about as utilitarian you can get without looking utilitarian. On the outside, it looks kind of stylish. Much more stylish than its rivals. I'm not saying it looks better, just saying it looks more stylish. The Bose sound system is nice, plays good. I've talked about it in my previous reviews. Same thing there. One option that is missing compared to other models is the heads-up display, the very cheap plastic thing that comes up from Mazda. I don't miss it. I don't give a shit, and I'm glad they put the money elsewhere. As a bonus to this review, this morning when we got up to review this car, the temperature was minus 25 degrees Celsius. I will put degrees Fahrenheit right here. It started up easy, it heated up fast, and I've been driving around. The heater keeps up, the heated seats are wonderful, so seems to do fine in harsh weather. The all-wheel drive works fine to me. We went up a hill that was pretty icy, getting out of Ross's driveway, very easy there. In conclusion, I'm driving this vehicle and I have to say that I'm finding no real flaws with it. And I can say this from experience because my father owns a CR-V, and it is more stylish inside than the CR-V. And so from the interior point of view, I think it's got a one-up on Honda in terms of style. I think the Honda is a bit more larger, a bit more practical. So you got to think about that when you're buying your vehicle, what you really want from it. However, I think I would not be dishonest in saying that this vehicle has no major flaws and excessively few minor flaws. I mean, I have to recommend this vehicle.